Hello people, this is Marco Ibanez. I'm a boudoir photographer based in Washington DC, and today I am going to review your boudoir images. First of all, thank you very much for sending me your photos. I know it takes a lot of courage to put your work out there for me to review, so thank you very much for that. I really appreciate it. But please keep in mind that everything I'm going to say here is based on my personal experience, based on my personal taste, and I'm not claiming here to be the guru of boudoir photography, so please take everything I'm going to say with a grain of salt. My feedback is going to be based on the things that I would have done differently if I was the one taking the photo. And it's going to cover three things basically: composition, posing, and editing. Okay, so let's get to it. So I'm not a great fan of people looking at my camera when I shoot. If you look at my work, you're not going to find too many examples of people doing that. However, when I ask people to look at my lens, I want that confident look in their eyes, okay? And this photo, I think she looks comfortable, she looks confident, and so that's what you want when you're shooting boudoir. You want to make your client feel as comfortable as possible, okay? So very well done here. Now, the things that I will change, okay? The first thing I noticed when I saw this picture for the first time was that there's a lot of red. You know, red on her outfit, and on her lips, her head, her hair, sorry, but also there's red on the walls, on her leg, and so there's a lot of red. So I will try to change that, to change the temperature or the white balance of the image. So I will go here and just adjust this slightly to make her skin look a little less red. So maybe something like that will do, you know. I think she looks better. And then increase maybe the blacks so the red pops a little, and then decrease the vibrance a little bit, something like that. I think she looks better that way. And so, but I still see some redness here on her skin, and you know, her arm, and you know, some skin redness all over. So I actually have a tutorial that I encourage you to watch. It's a tutorial on how to get rid of redness on the skin, and it's something that I actually use all the time, especially in the summertime when people spend too much time under the sun, and then I have to fix that redness in Photoshop later. So it's very easy and quick. I'm not going to do this right now because that's not the purpose of this tutorial, but you get the point. You can watch the tutorial and practice, you know, eliminating the redness here on her skin. Okay, other than the redness, in terms of posing, I would like to see her other leg. You know, just one leg, it looks a little weird. I would like to see both of her legs up, and so it will form a nice triangle here, okay, with both her legs and her hips. The same thing with her arms. The way it is right now, it looks a little weird. It looks almost like she's trying to take a selfie and she's holding the camera with this arm, and I don't know if that's what you were trying to do, but you know, I will have both of her arms in the photo. So I will ask her to bring this arm on this way, and maybe touching her lips or her chin with this hand, and then also I will ask her to bring this arm this way. And then touching her hair or pulling on the strap. Okay, so both legs and both arms in the image, in the frame. The other thing is about the eyes. Okay, so the eyes are very important in this image, but they are out of focus. Okay, the focus is here on her chest. So if you're going to have somebody looking at you, their eyes is the most important part of the photo. So just you have to make sure her eyes are in focus. Okay, so this is something you can improve in the future. You know, make sure the eyes of your clients or your subjects are in focus. Okay, especially if they are looking at you. Okay, so just make sure you do that. And lastly, I see this thing here. I don't know if it's a pimple or not, another imperfection here, another here. So what I do, I follow the 3-month rule, which is if that is not going to be there in 3 months, then I get rid of it. Okay, so things like bruises, pimples, and things like that, I will just fix. Okay, but yeah, those are my comments for this photo. So let's move on to the next one. Okay, so this one here I really like. I think overall it's a really good photo. The posing is great. In terms of posing, this one is an A+. Okay, the very nice curves, arch back, her arms are positioned correctly, forming a nice triangle here with her head. Her head is tilted. The look in her eyes is just fantastic. Really nice eye contact. She looks comfortable. She looks super confident. So it's great. So everything in terms of posing, I think, is great. Her hands are relaxed. So very, very well done. A+ in terms of posing. Now, in terms of composition, I think she's too close to the right, or sorry, to the left. Her head is too close to the left, and also to the top. So I would like to see, I will leave some space here between the edge of the photo and her fingers, because the crop is kind of like cutting her finger. I would like to see her whole hand. The same thing on top. I will leave some air here on top. So I'm going to show you this is the rule of thirds. So you should try to make her head, to move her head in this direction, right? It doesn't need to be like exactly here in the intersection, but move it a little more to the right. I think that will fix that. And one more thing, here this is tilted to the left, so I'm kind of OCD in terms of fixing the. I like perfectly horizontal lines, and that's just me. I'm kind of weird that way, but I will change that, and I will make it straight like that, and so that will look better to me. Then in terms of editing, this is a very well exposed image in terms of, it's very flat. The exposure is very even. When I shoot, I try to have the backgrounds a lot darker than my clients or my subjects, because I want their bodies, their faces to pop. Okay, so the first thing I will do is, first of all, I will edit this. So I will take care of that and make it disappear. Sometimes I do this in Lightroom, sometimes I do this in Photoshop. It depends. And I'm not gonna, I did a horrible job here, but you can do it better maybe in Photoshop. I'm not gonna do it now because I don't want to spend too much time, but you get the point, right? And then the other thing I will do is lower the exposure a little, and then increase the exposure. I'm gonna do maybe, increase the exposure here so I can see, the attention, your eyes go to her face and her body and kind of pops, from the background. Do something like that. I mean, it's not perfect, but you guys get the idea, I hope, about these things, okay? So great image overall, fantastic pose, super nice eye contact, but just these little things with the background and the editing, the composition of the image. Okay, let's move on to the next one. Okay, so this one here I also love in terms of posing. Again, very well posed, A+, nice staggered legs, nice position of the arms, forming triangles here, hands relaxed. Very well done. Amazing eye contact, open mouth. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. I really love the posing in this image. But again, in terms of composition, kind of the same thing. She's a little too low and too close to this edge to the left. So I will try to move her higher, kind of like around this area, and her head also a little more to the right, right? So that's the only thing I will do in terms of composition, and also in terms of editing. First of all, remove, these things, And again, I sometimes I do this in Photoshop, sometimes in Lightroom, depending on, it looks okay, so, oh, okay. So you get the idea. And also, her skin looks a little too orange, not too much, but a little orange. So I'll just change that and make her skin look a little more, a little less orange. It's the wrong hue of orange, actually. So I will just fix that, increase the blacks. And other thing I will do, maybe I play with the tone curve, yes, and I will do something like that. Okay, just small changes. I think that looks okay. Yeah, something like that. We'll decrease maybe the shadows. Yeah, I think that looks better. You see that before and after. You see, I think this is closer to a real skin tone. And again, it depends. I mean, maybe you like these tones, and if you like them, that's fine. I personally, I would like to do something more like this. Yeah, something like that. Okay. So, but overall, again, this image is really good. Just I would just change the composition and kind of the skin tones and things like that. But very well done. Really nice photo. Okay, let's go to the next one. Okay, so this one here, I also really love, and this is more, is closer to my style, the style I shoot, dark and moody, right? There's a lot of contrast. Is the darker background, and the light is hitting her body, enhancing her curves, and she looks amazing. She looks amazing. The pose is great. The arm here is forming a nice triangle here. Her legs are forming a nice triangle here with her hips. She looks very confident, comfortable. That's great. Her hair looks amazing. And so everything is working well. There's a couple of things I will change though. So in terms of composition, I don't like to crop right at her knees. Okay, so I will just make this a little higher, like that. And I also, this is something that is bothering me a little, so I'll just delete that. And then, other than that, the only thing that bothered me a little is that, she has her eyes open and I can see only the white part of her eyes. And that's not something I like to do. Whenever I see something like this, I will ask her to close her eyes or to move her head so she's facing me and I can see both her eyes, and I see more of not so much of the white part of the eye. But other than that, it's a great photo. I will ask her probably to close her eyes here. But that's just me. Okay, but great photo. Okay, this one here. So in this image, the pose is very nice. Okay, what you're trying to do here is good. However, there's a couple of things that you need to change to make this work. The whole purpose of having her in this position is to highlight her shoulders, her chest, the clavicle, or her collarbone, her chin and her face, and highlights on her legs. And right now, the way it is not working because you have light coming from this side, light coming from this side. There's a lot of light everywhere, so that makes the image look a little flat. Okay, but what you want is you want to create highlights, you want to create contrast, you want to create volume. Okay, so for that, what I do is I just use one light source. Okay, in this case, for example, maybe there's a light coming from here, so I will turn off this light and have her move closer to the light source. So because I think this was shot at night, I think. So I'll get closer to the light source and focus on the highlights. Okay, expose for the highlights, and then you will have a better image. In terms of posing, there's a couple of things also you can improve. The first one is that her legs are together, and so it makes this looks a little boxy. Okay, and that's not good. So what I will ask her is to move this knee down, so her leg will come this way. Okay, and then you will have a nice triangle with her legs and her hips. Also, her hand looks a little stiff, so you have to pay attention to what is comfortable for her. And so maybe, if this is not a comfortable position, maybe have her hand on the side, or have her place her hand somewhere else, maybe here on her back. I don't know. But you have to kind of like um, feel what is, or ask her directly, okay, you okay? Are you comfortable? Because it looks a little stiff, okay? And also the eyes closed is great. I love that. Open mouth as well, but it looks like she's smiling a little, and that's okay. It's not my personal, it's not something I do. I don't like to show people smiling in my photos because I delivers a different set of emotions when people are smiling. So when you look at my photos, what I want to deliver in my photos is sexiness, is sassiness, is relaxation, is sensuality. Okay, and so when people are smiling, I think it doesn't deliver that. It delivers other things. They're kind of goofy, and if that's what you're trying to do, that's fine. But for me, I would prefer if she was not smiling, maybe her mouth open, and but no smiling. Okay, so that's that. But other than that, is a nice photo. Nice photo. Oh, the other thing, I think there's a lot of green in the image, so I will just adjust here a little the temperature of the image. Maybe add a little red, and I think that looks a little better. And also I'll decrease the exposure. And again, like I did in the other one, maybe you know add some exposure to her face and her chest area, because that's where I want you to look. And so let's see. Yeah, I think that looks a little better. Okay. But anyway, uh, good photo, good pose, good expression. Just work on those things. Okay. Just one light source, and make sure that you capture those highlights. Okay. Let's go on to the next one. This one here, I really like. Okay, in terms of posing, I think it's a great image. The composition is also great. There's a couple of things I would change though. The first thing is that I would like to see all her body here in the reflection of the mirror. So I will move a little to the left, and I will take the shot from a slightly different angle, so I can capture her whole body here in the mirror. Then in terms of cropping, I probably would like to not see that wall and do something like that. I think that's better. Maybe even get rid of this thing here. Okay, so maybe not. I didn't like that. I think that's fine. Maybe then correct this later. Get rid of this black spot. Maybe I'll do that right now. Something like that. And yeah, okay, whatever. Goodness gracious. Sometimes Lightroom works great, sometimes it doesn't. I don't know why. But anyway, okay, so the pose is great. Very well done. The stagger legs, nice triangles here on her legs, nice triangle here. Her head is tilted, closed eyes, just slightly open mouth. Her hair looks fantastic. Her torso, her chest looks amazing. So very well done. Okay. The one thing that you're using, I think, a fill light coming this way, right? I wouldn't have used that because I think it will be enough. I think there's a lot more drama if you just use one light source, which the window is big enough that it's gonna lit properly everything, and it will look a lot more dramatic. I think you probably don't need to use the fill light here, or I don't know if you're using maybe a reflector, but it looks like you're using a fill light. But a really great image. This is one of the images that probably your clients would like to hang on the wall, and it would look great in a full spread in an album. Okay, so really well done, beautiful image. Let's go to the next one. Okay, this one here, again, Fantastic image, really well done. The use of light coming from this side. This is just one light coming from this side. The position of her legs, knees together, forming a nice triangle with her hips. The arms pulling on her outfit. It's great. Eyes closed, tilt the head. Perfect, perfect. It's just, it's a lot of contrast. Okay, it's a lot of light and shade, and I really like it. It's very dramatic. I love it. Okay, beautiful. The skin tones are really nice. The reds look fantastic. It's just beautiful. I like it a lot. The only thing I will change in this image is I will make it straight, right? The couch, or yeah, I think it's a couch, right? But other than that, I think this photo is beautiful. Again, something the client will for sure buy. Really nice image. Okay, this one here. This is a pose that I always use in my shoots. Okay, I will have a couple of photos like this where she is placed exactly where she is, in the corner of the bed, and I will have her looking at the camera with the light behind me. This is normally how I shoot, because I would like to shoot against the light, with the light in front of me. But I will have a couple of these because I like to add, I like to offer options to my clients. But however, I will change a couple of things on this one as well. So the first thing I notice is that her foot is popping out of her butt here, okay? And this doesn't look right. So there's a couple of things you can do here. One, you can bring her knee, ask her to bring her knee a little bit higher, so closer to her elbow, and that will make her foot go down. And the other thing you can do is ask her to put her knees together and point it this way. Okay, point her knees this way together. So that's going to make this side of her hips go up, and you will see a nice curves, her hips and her back, right? So you can do those things when you're posing her like this, so you don't see her foot coming out of her butt. And then the other thing is that her hand looks extremely large. Okay, so if we look at from far away, you're gonna see, her hand is taking almost a third of the image. It looks bigger than her head, and I think you're shooting here with a wide angle lens, and so you have to be careful, because when you're using wide angle lenses, the proportions of the body can be difficult to manage. Okay, when you're using a wide angle lens, the part of the body that is closer to the lens is going to look disproportionately bigger with respect of the rest of their body. So I know some photographers that use wide angle lenses to do boudoir, and they do a really fantastic job. I can't. I'm not used to the angles. I'm not used to this effect. But if you use them to your advantage, you can create beautiful images. You just need to be aware of these things. Okay. So in this case, I will ask her to move her hand where her other hand is, so my eyes go to her face. She has a beautiful face, beautiful eyes. So I will try to avoid this situation. And also, I will ask her maybe to tilt her head this way, just so her face and her body is not straight, and maybe close her eyes, open her mouth a little. I don't know, give her a little more expression to her face. I think it will help. The way it is right now, she looks a little expressionless. But anyway, other than that, I like it. Darker background, like I mentioned before, beautiful, and she looks amazing. Okay, so let's move on to the next one. So this one here I love because you're using mirrors. This is something I use a lot when I shoot, especially if I'm shooting in small spaces. I like to use mirrors because they give you more room to play. So great use of the mirror. However, there's some things that I will change here. The first thing is that I would like to actually make this straight. Again, that's me being a little OCD about these things. So I will do that. And then the focus of your image is here in the mirror. right? She is in focus. The rest of the image, you know, this, which is the biggest part of your image, is out of focus. So I would like to make this portion the center of attention. The way it is right now is like kind of, this is taking a lot of real estate in your image. So this is taking the attention. So what I would do if I was taking this photo, I will get a little closer and take it landscape. So this is what I will do. So I will maybe do something like this. Okay, something like that. Okay, yeah. So I will do something like this. Apologize for the resolution of the images. That's my fault, because I think I took some screenshots of my computer when I was doing this. But you get the point, right? And this is probably not precisely the best composition, but you get the point. I would like her to be the part of the photo that is in focus to be the center of attention, not the part of the photo that is out of focus. Okay, this is more of a how you say background. You know, it's more of a, you know, context. It's giving you context, but the most important part of the photo should be her in the mirror. Okay, in terms of posing, she looks fantastic. You know, really nice curves, arch back, and she looks great. I mean, her hair, the arm is you know, forming a nice triangle here. This one too, you know, touching hands, relax, great posing. I just changed those things in terms of composition. Okay, so let's move on to the next one. Okay, this one here I love because there's a lot it has a lot of character. Okay, and this is one of the things why I love to shoot in clients' homes, because then I can incorporate these things that I will never find in anywhere else, really. So you have here some books and knickknacks and things that maybe are you know, a reflection of the personality of your clients. Okay, so that's great for doing that. There's a couple of things I will change. In terms of editing, what I will do, well, not editing, but composition really. First of all, I will get a little closer like that. And I actually would like to see her whole body. I don't know if it will be possible to get closer. You actually get closer to the mirror and see her whole body. You know, I kind of want to see, you know, her arms and the whole her head. So I would try a way, and actually the angle, I would change the angle, because I think you're standing up here and shooting down. I will go down on my knees maybe and shoot from the hip almost, from the side, right? So I think that will make it look a lot better. And also, this is competing for my attention. Okay, this thing is competing for my attention because there's a lot of light here. So again, what I will do is lower the exposure and then increase the exposure here in the mirror. So my eyes will go more to where she is rather than, you know, to look at the things that are here. I mean, because again, this is context, okay? I don't care about this too much. It looks kind of cool. It's an in texture. The wall, you know, it looks cool. However, you want people to look more at her, right? So I will do that. Okay? So, but great. I love the image. Great use of mirrors. The pose is great. I love the pose. You know, pointed feet, pointed toes, sorry. Really nice arch back. It's great. The pose is great. The pose is fantastic. I like this photo. I really like it. I just, you know, will do that and probably have her whole body and, you know, shoot from a different angle, and I think that will make it even better. Okay? But I like it. Cool. So this one here I really love. I think this photo is great. It's very raw. It's very organic. It's, you know, there's a lot of drama, right? There's a lot of volume. There's a lot of contrast, and I just love it. It's really nice. You can see very nice highlights here on her ribs and her legs, and it's just beautiful. I really like it. It doesn't look, it looks unrehearsed. It looks raw, okay, because she's on her bed. I mean, it's nice. I really like it. The one thing I would change in this image is, these hot spots, right? Again, you want the light to be on her, not on her surroundings. So I will just change that here. Yeah, something like that. And again, not perfect, but you get the idea. And then maybe decrease the exposure here so it looks a little darker. Or you can even crop it. Maybe let's crop it like that. Okay, maybe something like that. Well, I would like to have more of her leg. Yeah, there. I don't know, something like that. But great image. I really like it. Well done. Okay, the last one. This image here is really beautiful. Okay, you guys have sent me so many beautiful images. It's difficult to do constructive criticism to something that is already great. Her pose, the pose is beautiful. Stagger shoulders. Nice triangle here. Her legs. The crop is perfect. It's not on the knees. It's a little higher than the knees. She looks super relaxed. And there's a lot of drama. There's a lot of contrast, which I love. A lot of drama. She looks beautiful. The posing is amazing. And she's using two lights, one coming from here and another one from this side, which I don't normally do. But there are so many ways that you can create beautiful images, with one light, with two lights, three lights. It's not my personal preference to use more than one light because I want to keep things simple. But yeah, I mean, this is an example of something that is really well done with two lights. It's beautiful, right? The one thing I will change in this image is the following. I think there's too much empty space here, right? Too much empty space. And it depends. I mean, I don't know what you're trying to do with this photo. Maybe you're sending it to a magazine, and they're going to have titles here, or you want to combine this with maybe other photos. I don't know. But to me, if you're going to present this on its own, it has a little too much blank space, air, right? So I would just make this a little less, and maybe something like that. And so that to me looks a little better. And yeah, so that's that. So thank you very much, guys, for sending me your images. I really had a good time looking at your work and trying to come up with something that is going to be beneficial for you. So thank you very much for that. Please keep sending me your images. I would love to make more videos like this where I try to explain the things, how I look at boudoir and the things that I will do. I think that helps both you and I, to be honest. It helps me also because I see how other people think, and that's great. I always learn from other people as well. So so yeah, just send it to my email. I'm gonna put it here, my email address, and I would love to see your work. And good luck. Stay safe, and I'll see you later. See you. Bye bye.